Alright, I'm about to show you exactly how to get ahead of 99% of people in the next 6 to 12 months. And I want to be clear about something right now. This is not about getting lucky. This is not about working harder than everyone else. This is about working on the right things systematically. Most people won't do what I'm about to show you. That is why most people will remain average. If you're serious about actually getting ahead, then stick around. I'm going to break this down into 4 phases. Each phase will build upon the last. If you skip one, the whole thing breaks down. But if you execute all the 4, you will separate yourself from the 99% in the next 12 months. Let's get into it. The first is the problem. Why hard work isn't enough. Here's what most people believe. If you work hard enough, you will eventually win. It sounds good, it is comforting, but it is not true. I've seen people work 80 hours a week and still be completely average. I've seen people grind for years and make zero real progress. And you want to know why? Because they are solving the wrong problems. The biggest mistake that people make is confusing motion with progress. They say yes to every opportunity, they learn everything, they try everything, and they become great at nothing. Meanwhile, there is someone else who says no to 99% of the opportunities so they could obsess over one thing. That person is getting ahead. Here's the second problem. Most people are stuck in what I call the motivation loop. And this is how it looks like. Work, get exhausted, motivation crash, wait for motivation to come back, work again, repeat. And it never ends because they are betting their results on a feeling. Motivation is a feeling and feelings change. The people who are getting ahead, they remove motivation from the equation. They build systems. And systems don't care about your feelings. Systems work whether you are inspired or not. The third problem is this. Most people never define success for themselves. They are chasing the appearance definitions, Instagram's definition, the algorithm's definition, what other people have said success should look like. So they work really hard, but on the wrong things. They build a 6-figure business selling something that they hate. They get the job title that everyone feels great for them, but they feel empty within. They reach the goal and realize it was someone else's goal all along. Then they have to start over again. That is a waste of 12 months right there. So here is the insight. What is it that the 1% know? So we are going to dive into what separates the 1% from everyone else. And this is the insight that will change everything for you. Getting ahead is not about doing more. It is about doing less but better. It is not about being smarter. It's about being clearer. It is not about working 24/7. It is about obsessing strategically. The quality of your progress is directly proportional to the quality of your direction. You can be the hardest worker in the room and still fail, but you cannot be clear and fail. Clarity creates momentum. Clarity creates decisions, and clarity creates the ability to say no. Here's what I've noticed. The 99% optimize for comfort. They want to do what's easy, what's familiar, what doesn't require the risk. The 1% optimize for edge. They want skills nobody else has. They want to think in ways that other people are trying to avoid. They want to go public when other people are hiding. They want to build while everyone else is planning. These are not equal strategies. One compounds and one stagnates. And here is the real secret that nobody wants you to hear. The people ahead of you aren't luckier. They didn't discover some magic formula. They just decided earlier. They started before they were ready. They were willing to be terrible at first, even if it meant unstoppable later. They practiced deliberately while everyone else was dabbling. They showed up consistently when everyone else quit. Then they compounded that advantage for 12 months. And in 12 months, their compound advantage became their unfair advantage. The 4-phase framework. So here is a system. This is the 4-phase framework that separates 1% from the 99%. Each phase is designed to build upon the last one. So hear me out. Phase 1, clarity, weeks 1 to 4. The first phase is clarity. And I know it sounds boring. It feels like nothing is happening in this stage. That is exactly why most people skip it, and that is exactly why most people actually fail. You can't hit a target you can see. Phase 1 is where you answer 3 specific questions. Question 1, what does ahead actually mean to you? Not to society, not to your parents, not to some YouTube video, but to you. Is it financial freedom? Is it mastery of a skill? Is it the building of a brand? Is it creating impact? Is it doing work that actually matters to you? Be specific, write it down, make it real. Most people say, I want to be successful. That is not clarity, that is a feeling. Clarity is, I want to build a personal brand that generates $10K a month in passive income through digital products in 12 months. You see the difference? One is a feeling, the other is a target. Question 2. What is your competitive advantage? You have something that nobody else has. Maybe it's your experience, maybe it's your perspective, maybe it's your ability to explain complex ideas simply. Maybe it's your obsession about solving one specific problem. Find it, name it, and own it. The 1% know their urge. The 99% are still searching. Question 3. Where are you actually starting? Not where you wish you were. Where are you actually? What skills do you have? What resources do you have? How much time do you have to commit? Who are the people you have access to? What limiting beliefs are you operating from? Audit your reality without the ego. Phase 1 takes 4 weeks, and I know most people want to skip this, but here is what I'm telling you. If you invest in clarity now, everything else will go faster. Phase 2 is where motivation dies and results are born. A system is the difference between working hard and working smart. You need 3 systems. Let's talk about it. System 1, your non-negotiable daily routine. What would you do every single day, no matter what? Not what sounds good, not what you want to do. What would you actually commit to? Maybe it's 2 hours of focused learning. Maybe it's 1 hour of documenting your progress. Maybe it is just 30 minutes of reflection. Maybe it is a time with your accountability partner. Make it small enough that you can do it even on your worst day. Make it as big enough that it can compound. Now, the magic isn't in the routine. The magic is in the consistency. System 2, your decision framework. Every opportunity is a test. Every decision reveals your priorities. You need rules, not guidelines. Rules. Rules like, I only say yes to opportunities that align with my 12-month goal. I only learn skills that stack up with my competitive urge. I only spend time with people who elevate my thinking. The 1% say no to almost everything. That's not arrogance. That's focus, protecting itself. System 3, your accountability structure. Here's the truth. You will flake on yourself. You will quit when it gets hard. But when someone else knows your goals, when you told people publicly what you are doing, you show up differently. This isn't weakness. This is psychology. Use it. So get someone who will check in on you. Make a public commitment to an email list, to social media, to a group, and tell them what you are doing. Phase 3 is where you execute. You don't learn 10 skills. You don't try to do everything. You obsess over 2 to 3 high leverage skills that will stack together. Why? Because a person who can write, understand psychology, and think strategically is rare. A person who can code, design, and sell is rare. A person who understands business, psychology, and can communicate clearly is rare. Your unfair advantage is the combination. Here is how you stack skills. Step 1. Identify your 2 to 3 core skills based on your goal and your edge. Step 2. Commit to deliberate practice, not casual learning. Deliberate practice. Most people learn casually. They watch a video, read a book, and feel like they've learned something, and then don't apply it. That's not learning, that's entertainment. Deliberate practice is different. It's focused effort. It is regular feedback. It is pushing past your comfort zone. It is tracking the progress. Step 3. Get feedback constantly. You learn faster through iteration and feedback, not through just doing the thing alone. 6 months of real deliberate practice in 2 to 3 skills makes you expert level in most domains. Not because you are naturally gifted, not because you are lucky, just because you were deliberate. Phase 4, leverage. Phase 4 is where everything compounds. This is where you convert knowledge into opportunity. Step 1, document your journey publicly. The biggest wealth transfer happening right now is going to people who document their learning in real time. Not people who wait until they are perfect. Not people who hide until they become experts. People who show their work, who share their thinking, who build in public even when it is messy and imperfect. Why does this matter? Because when you document, two things happen. First, you clarify your own thinking. Teaching is learning. Second, people watching you become invested in your journey. They are rooting for you. They are paying attention. Terrible in public beats perfect in private every single time. Step 2, build an audience. An audience is just people who care about what you are building. It starts small, maybe 10 people, maybe 100, but those people have skin in the game. They are watching, they are invested. Your network is your net worth. Step 3, create your first offer. In months 9 and 10, you make your first offer. Maybe it's a digital product, maybe it's a service, maybe it's a course, maybe it's just your time in consultation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to solve one real problem for people who are already watching you. Most people never make an offer. That's why they never make money. Step 4, iterate and compound. The offer doesn't work, you change it. You get feedback. You improve. You try again. You are not trying to make $1 million in month 10. You are trying to convert your knowledge into your first $1,000, then $5,000, then $10,000. That's how you build from nothing. So here are the key principles that you need to know. While you are executing this framework, I want you to remember 5 key principles. These are the difference between someone who starts and someone who actually finishes. Principle 1, compound interest beats hard work. You don't need to work 10x harder. You need to work 1% better every single day for 12 months. 1% daily improvement equals 37 times better in 1 year. That is what we call compound interest. Principle 2, systems beat motivation. Motivation is a feeling. Feelings change. Systems are structures, and structures persist. On your best days, you don't need a system. On your worst days, the systems will carry you. Principle 3, public accountability changes behavior. You will flake on yourself, but when someone is watching, you show up differently. Principle 4, clarity beats perfection. You don't need perfect execution. You need a clear direction. A B plus executed with 100% conviction beats an A executed with 50% conviction. Principle 5, consistency beats talent. When talent is consistent, talent wins. But when talented people are inconsistent, show up long enough than everyone else, and that's all. You win. Now let's talk about why people fail. Before I close this out, I want to tell you the 5 ways people fail so you don't become one of them. Failure 1 is they skip clarity. They want to get started so badly that they never define what they are actually starting. So they build in the wrong direction. 6 months of work in the wrong direction is a wasted time. Failure 2, they rely on motivation. They start strong. Week 5, they are tired. Week 6, they quit because they built their systems on a feeling instead of on the structure. Failure 3, they learn without applying. They watch 50 videos, read 10 books, take 5 courses, nothing changes because knowledge without application is entertainment. Failure 4, they never go public. They are scared. They want to be perfect first. They then build in secret for 12 months and then they are surprised that nobody cares. Remember, terrible in public beats perfect in private. Failure 5, they quit when it gets hard. At month 3 or 4, the excitement fades away. Progress feels slow and they quit and start something new. Meanwhile, the person who stayed is about to see everything compound. Know in advance that month 4 is going to be very hard. That's not a sign to quit. That is a sign that you are in the right place. So, in closing, here's what I want you to understand. You have 12 months. So does everyone else. The difference between you and the person who gets ahead isn't intelligence. It isn't luck. It's clarity. It's systems. It's consistency over 12 months while everyone else is starting and stopping. 6 months from now, you're going to wish you started today. 12 months from now, you are either going to be 37 times better in whatever thing that you committed to, or you're going to be exactly the same place that you are right now. Those are the only two options. The people ahead of you aren't smarter. They didn't find a secret. They didn't get lucky. They just decided earlier. So the question is, will you? If this resonated with you, kindly subscribe, because next week we'll be breaking down phase 1 in details, exactly how to gain clarity that works, that will keep you away from the 99% of people that skip these processes.